I've always felt sorry for Eve. I always thought she took a lot of the blame. Well, all of the blame, actually, for what happened in Genesis, right at the beginning of the Bible, in the Garden of Eden. Sin came into the world because Eve ate the apple. It reminds me of the account in John 8, when the woman caught in adultery is brought before Jesus, ready to be stoned. So where was the man? If it's adultery, I think you'll find that two people are involved. Fortunately, Jesus saw through that one and dealt with it very well. Whoever is innocent throws the first stone, and the group of guilty men melted away. Well done, Jesus. And it wasn't just Eve that ate the fruit in the Garden of Eden. It was the two of them. It says in Genesis 3, she gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. And then, to top it all, when God questioned Adam if he'd eaten any of the fruit, Adam replied, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it." The woman you put here with me, what happened to bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh? If I'd have been Eve, I'd have slapped him. Perhaps she did. But why did Eve eat the fruit, with or without Adam? I've tried to put myself in her shoes. Well, her feet actually, she was naked, and tried to imagine life through her eyes. Walking in the cool of the garden, watching the giraffe stretching up to reach tasty leaves. A hippopotamus wallowing in the shallows, munching on riverbank grasses. Adam trying to find a name for the otter-shaped animal with a beak stuck on its nose. And then she meets the snake. I never have liked snakes. I'm not as bad as the last head teacher I worked with. She'd have a panic attack at a picture of one, but I've definitely got a phobia. I've seen a couple of them slithering off the path as I've walked across the common. I go to pieces. Poor Andrew had to try and carry me once, past the spot where the horrible hissing thing had slithered off from. And if I become famous in the future, I could never go on, I'm a celebrity. I couldn't scramble through some underground torture chamber with those spitting, tongue-flicking creatures crawling all over me. Makes me go cold just thinking about it. But Eve listened to the snake and replied to him, "We can eat from any tree, but not from the tree in the middle of the garden. You can do anything but." Is it just me? Or is it human nature that suddenly you want to do that but very much? It says that to Eve, the fruit from the tree looked good to eat, and that she wanted to eat it because it would make her wise and she'd know everything. The first thing that happened after eating the fruit was that she found she was naked. Not the best first thing to know everything about. To know everything. Is that a bad thing? But God told her not to, so there must have been a reason. I knew it was wrong, but I did it. If I hadn't known it was wrong, would I have done it? Would I have been wrong if I didn't know it was wrong? The fall means that now we know what's wrong and we still do it. I have a choice. I know it's wrong. Do I do it or not do it? Eve had an excuse. It says that the snake was more crafty than any of the wild animals that the Lord had made. Excuses. I'm good at them too. When God asked her, Eve replied, "The snake seduced me and I ate it." An excuse. But at least she was honest. Pointless not being. God knew anyway. What really must have been tough, though, was losing that intimacy with God. Imagine walking in the garden of an evening with God and Adam, chatting, discussing the day, what's been happening. How wonderful that must have been. I sometimes think that must be what heaven's like, walking in the garden with God. But all that was ruined for Eve, taken from her for listening and giving in to temptation. I still feel sorry for Eve, but her story is a good lesson for all of us.